For most of human history, time barely moved. You were born, you farmed, and you died. Thousands of years went by, and nothing really happened. Then, everything happened at once. The 20th century had arrived. A single howling 100 years that rewrote the rules of what it meant to be human. We built gods out of metal. We split the atom, we mapped the genome. And in the end, we became strangers to the world we had made. This is the story of the most transformative century in human history. First came the breakthroughs, subtle at first, then earth-shattering. Einstein told us that time and space weren't fixed. Quantum mechanics whispered that nothing is certain, not even reality. And in a quiet lab in 1953, Watson and Crick, building on Rosalind Franklin's crucial X-ray images, unzipped the spiral staircase of life, DNA. We eradicated polio, created vaccines for measles, and turned the tide on once deadly diseases. Penicillin, accidentally discovered, saved millions. We opened the chest, transplanted hearts, scanned brains without cutting skin. We didn't just study life, we rewrote its terms. Electricity lit the world, literally. Ford built the assembly line. Factories grew like fungi. We replaced horses with cars, letters with radio, candles with neon. And then, the machines got smarter. In 1945, ENIAC blinked to life. A room-sized whisper of what was coming. Computers shrank, then they learned. The internet was born. The world was now a wire. We gave birth to automation, semiconductors, lasers. A civilization that had used oxen for 5,000 years now communicated at the speed of light. We built miracles and monsters. The sky wasn't enough anymore. In 1957, Sputnik beeped above Earth, and suddenly, the stars were no longer still. Yuri Gagarin became the first human to slip Earth's grasp. In 1969, a man walked on the moon. The Voyager probes left the solar system carrying golden records of whale songs and Mozart. And Hubble gave us eyes older than myth, staring into galaxies no human would ever reach. We became cosmic animals. But this century wasn't just about machines. It was also about people who stood up. We toppled empires with our voices. Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, they rose. The colonizers went home. Women voted, fought, led. Black voices shook the foundations of America. Apartheid cracked and fell. The United Nations was born from the ashes of war. And the idea, radical, dangerous, eternal, that all people are equal, echoed across the earth. The 20th century gave us horror, but it also gave us dignity. Then we started talking, loudly, globally. Radio told stories across continents. Television turned leaders into celebrities. Cinema made us dream in widescreen. And the internet? The internet made the world a village, and then a battlefield. From Morse code to memes in 100 years. From silence to signal overload. Cities stretched to the sky. Megacities swallowed villages. Pop culture, Elvis to hip-hop, punk to disco, traveled faster than thought. We invented celebrity. We invented cool. We invented boredom in the face of infinite entertainment. More people read, more people learned. And yet, more people felt lost than ever before. We were connected, and we were alone. Money moved differently. The World Bank, IMF, WTO, new empires with cleaner suits. Supply chains stretched across oceans. Goods moved at the speed of logistics. And in the final years, the digital economy emerged, trading ideas instead of objects. Cars, trains, jets. We could cross a continent in a day and still feel stuck. But progress has a shadow. We waged 2 wars that scarred the earth. We built bombs that could end our life. We committed genocide with bureaucratic precision. Chernobyl glowed where it shouldn't. The oceans warmed. The air changed. We mastered nature, then forgot we were part of it. The machines advanced, so did the questions. Are they becoming us, or are we becoming them? The 20th century was not just a chapter, it was the hinge of history. We came in with horses and telegrams. We left with satellites and simulated minds. We made gods of ourselves, and still didn't know what we wanted. We cured diseases, built cities of light, touched the moon, and somehow still argued in the dark. So here we are, in the afterglow, trying to make sense of the century that gave us everything, except the wisdom to use it.